What's going on, guys? It is Sunday night. Just finished watching the Dolphins-Eagles game. The Eagles handled the Dolphins with relative ease. We should have probably took the Eagles in this game. I just hesitated. Of course, we had the over and we didn't cash that. It happens sometimes. The Dolphins ran out of timeouts, so the Eagles were right there in position to score at the end, and they just kneeled the ball out because there was no timeouts on the Dolphins side, so they had no reason to run any more plays. It happens, but as you guys can see with the title and with the thumbnail, I'm not going to waste any time. I got NBA win totals to give you guys, and let's get straight into it. The first NBA win total that I want to give you guys is the Indiana Pacers, and I want to give out the over 37.5 wins. You can get that at minus 141 is what I got it at. If you see my over 38 wins at your book, I'd say take that. I honestly think that the Indiana Pacers are going to win 40 games this season, at least 40 games this season. This team is on the rise, so whatever win total you see at your book, I think it's a safe bet to take the over. And normally I wouldn't take an over on a team that the win total has just jumped up this much. It feels like everybody's on the Pacers win total over. It's like the best, like, not kept secret as far as win totals go. Everyone's on it. It opened up at 35. It's up to, like I said, 37.5, 38, depending where you go. And it's for good reason. I mean, with Rick Carlisle, you're getting a good coach. With Tyrese Halliburton, you're getting a great point guard. You're really getting a great coach point guard combo. You don't really see too many of those in the league anymore, where you have like a really good head coach that you trust in games. If you're a fan or if you're betting on a team, where you have a really good coach that you trust, and you also have a really good point guard that you trust, especially like a floor general point guard like Halliburton. There's only so many left in the league nowadays. The pickup of Bruce Brown was a really good pickup. Obi Toppin, solid pickup. Miles Turner is looking to, prove all the doubters wrong. He's had his name in a lot of trade rumors. They gave him the bag last year. He finally has a little bit of security. He's feeling good with his role on this team. And of course, I love Mathurin. I told you guys Mathurin in my older videos. I said Mathurin was my favorite player coming out of that draft. So I'm high on this Pacers team. They're going to be able to score with the best of them. They're going to play at a high pace. They're going to move the ball a lot. They're going to be able to shoot. And they have a coach that's going to hold them accountable and not allow them to take games off and not allow them to just slack off on the defensive end. So I like this Pacers team a lot. When I look at the East, this seems like the team that could really climb up and just improve in quality immensely. This is the team that is just showing all the right signs. I mean, they were above 500 like mid-season last year. I want to say in like December they were above 500 still. In the games that Halliburton played, they had a real good record in. They were a solid team. They weren't mediocre when they were healthy. And Halliburton only played about 50 games last year. So I think now, assuming that they have a little bit better injury luck, you're going to see this Indiana Pacers team take that leap. I'm not saying that they're going to go from not even making the play-in to all of a sudden being like a 4th seed or something, but it really wouldn't shock me if they were so good that they avoided the play-in tournament. Like, if you told me that the Pacers ended up being a 6th seed, it really wouldn't shock me. I think this team is a guarantee shoe-in for the play-in tournament. They're just a really frisky team, like I said. So, good coach, good point guard, good role players around them. Going to play with a high motor, going to give it their all every single game. They're in the weaker conference of the two conferences in the NBA. So, everything points to an over in this spot, and I'm laying the juice minus 141. I'm cool with it. Over 37.5 wins. Next one, I want to give one more real quick. I also played the Chicago Bulls under 37.5. You could get that at minus 110. I like this one a lot. When I look at the Eastern Conference, it is the weaker conference between the two conferences, but the Eastern Conference, in that middle bottom tier area, it did improve. Like, I'm expecting the Charlotte Hornets to win a couple more games this year. I'm expecting the Detroit Pistons to win a couple more games this year. I'm expecting the Brooklyn Nets and the Atlanta Hawks to potentially be better. All these teams, they're even the Pacers and even the Magic. Like, all these teams are supposed to theoretically get a little better this year. And then when you look at the Chicago Bulls, I saw like a bet that was like on Twitter where it was saying like I want to say like BetMGM. There was some book that was like had like first coach to get fired this season, and the favorite was Billy Donovan. You got a coach that's on the hot seat. You got players that are always in trade rumors. DeMar DeRozan, he's going to be looking for a new contract. He's a guy who right now is in a lot of trade rumors. Potentially a team that's looking to make a push towards the postseason might pick up DeRozan, or somebody who just wants to take the expiring contract potentially. So DeRozan's in a lot of trade rumors. Zach LaVine's always in trade rumors. They let Patrick Beverley go. Patrick Beverley kind of saved their season last year, low key, with the energy that he brought to the team. This team, like 2 seasons ago, when they had Lonzo at point guard, they were the 1 seed in the East for a while. They were the hottest team in the league to start the season. Then, of course, they had some injuries. They kind of fell off. They started playing 500 basketball the rest of the season. That carried over into last season where they were really struggling. Then when Patrick Beverley came over, I'm not saying Beverley is like an amazing player, but he just brought an energy and like a leadership to them and kind of held their star players accountable. And they just started winning some games down the stretch of the season, and were able to finish the year at 40 wins and sneak into the play-in tournament. And you guys saw they were close to beating Miami and being the 8th seed last year. Miami was a couple points away in that fourth quarter. They were down in the fourth quarter in that play-in game in Miami. So the Bulls were frisky last year. I'll give them that. But losing Patrick Beverley, I think that's a voice in the locker room. And like I said, players in trade rumors, coach on the hot seat, the rest of the conference getting better. And this team is just kind of in the middle of no man's land, and that's a horrible place to be. And not only are they in the middle of no man's land right now, but they've been in that spot for a couple seasons now. Like I said, last year and the year before, they've been hovering in that mediocrity spot. And normally when teams are in there for a little bit, they finally make the decision of, are we going to go for it, or are we going to just blow this up? And Chicago doesn't have the pieces in play to say, okay, we're going to do some things to go for it. The only option Chicago really has is to blow it up. So this has blow-up potential. And even if this team stays intact, I don't know if they're better than the Orlando Magic, who the Orlando Magic only won 34 games last year. After starting 5-20, they went on to win 34 games, and their win total is the same amount as the Bulls right now. So that's like a sign that Orlando's supposed to improve this season, and a sign that Chicago's supposed to regress. I don't know if this team's better than Orlando. I don't know if they're not better than the Pacers. They're not better than the Hawks. They're not better than the Brooklyn Nets. And there's just, I don't know, Toronto's an interesting team in itself. But no matter how you slice it, the Chicago Bulls are in the bottom tier of the conference. They really are one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, and this could get really ugly for them. They have the worst point guard play in the entire NBA. I like Javon Carter. I like Alex Caruso. They might have Kobe White playing some point guard, maybe let LaVine do some point guard duties, but overall, they do have arguably the worst point guard play in the entire league. So we're taking the under with the Chicago Bulls win total under 37.5. And like I said, we're taking the over with the Pacers over 37.5. 37.5 for both teams. Just one team's on the rise and one team's on the decline. So those are my 2 favorite win total bets. Go ahead and get them in now before the season starts. And pivoting off of that, I just want to talk a little bit about opening night. You got the Los Angeles Lakers headed over to Denver, and you got the Phoenix Suns going to Golden State. I'll talk about the Laker game first. I like the Lakers in this spot. The Lakers are talking a lot of smack this offseason. They got swept. This is going to be a big game for them. They're going to give it their all in this game. They have to show up. They can't get swept by the Denver Nuggets and then come out super flat, lose by 20 in this game. They have to put up their best effort. And, I'm not as high on the Lakers as other people are. People are acting like they made, like, super amazing signings. I think they made some good signings. I think keeping Austin Reeves was the most important thing. And also the deal that they signed D'Angelo Russell to is the type of deal that you could easily move off of. It's very trade-friendly, where they can get aggressive come trade deadline, and they can move D'Angelo Russell as a chess piece. They can move him around. So, I think the Lakers are in a good spot, and this line is kind of strong on the Lakers. Obviously, there's some money coming in on the Lakers. It's the presumed sharp side. I haven't looked at the money split, but all things kind of suggest that the Lakers are the sharp side here. And Denver on the other end, on the other side, Denver is just like, it's ring night. Ring night brings on kind of a weird environment for teams. I would never say that Jokic would get distracted by ring night, but KCP's won before, but potentially like a KCP or Michael Porter Jr. or maybe all the rookies and young guys that they have stepping into prominent roles for the team and filling out their bench this year since Bruce Brown and Jeff Green are gone. Like, ring night might be tough for some of these players on this roster. It might be a lot of pressure. They might still be trying to figure out the whole thing of how it is to play with Jokic, and Jokic is probably one of the easiest players in the NBA to play with, but you still have to catch that rhythm. Opposed to the Lakers, that it's just like the LeBron AD show, and everybody knows how to kind of fit within that. I think this game means more to the Lakers, and yeah, it's the perfect opportunity for the Lakers to showcase all the stuff that they've been talking about all off season. So. Yeah, Denver probably. I can't say Denver got better. They got better from the experience that they had from the run last season in the postseason, but I can't say Denver got better. I can say the Lakers got better. So this matchup between the two teams should tighten up, and the Lakers always play Denver close. Like, whether it was in the postseason when they got swept or it was regular season games for the past couple years. If you guys go look, Laker Nuggets games were always close, even when the Lakers were like really struggling during the Westbrook time. The Lakers always played Denver close. So that's a game I'll definitely be on. That's going to be the first bet of the NBA season. Lakers plus the points. I think it's, like I said, I think it's 4.5. Whatever it's at on game day, I'm going to take that. And the second game, the Suns are coming to the Bay Area. The Suns are coming over here. They're coming to the Chase Center, and they're playing against the Dubs. Right now, I see that the Suns are +1. Still have to see, if Draymond's going to start, if he's going to come off the bench, if he's even going to play at all. What's Kerr going to do with the lineup? This game takes on a little bit of an unknown. I do naturally want to lean the Suns, just being contrarian and just understanding how good Kevin Durant has been in the regular seasons lately. Like, the Brooklyn Nets were on a tear before KD got hurt and ultimately got traded. When he came to Phoenix, they won every single game in the regular season before the postseason started. They beat the Clippers. Obviously, Kawhi got hurt, but MPG was out. But they beat the Clippers in 5 games in that series. And even though the Nuggets were balling and the Nuggets were sweeping and beating everybody with ease, when the Nuggets played the Suns won 2 games in Phoenix because KD and Booker just went bonkers. And now you add Bradley Beal to the mix. I think that the Suns, when everybody's playing, I know Adam Silver put out those things, the policies about load management and stuff. We'll see how teams get around that. Teams are still going to find a way around that. But I think when this Suns team is all playing and, they're going for wins in the regular season, I think this team's going to win a ton of games. I think the Warriors are going to improve from last year. I kind of wanted to take the Warriors over on their win total as well. But I just expect that the Warriors are maybe going to regress a little bit at home, but then they'll improve a lot on the road. And this strikes me as one of the few home games, especially with the Draymond thing and just trying to get Chris Paul acclimated. This strikes me as one of the few home games that you could really fade the Warriors to not only not cover, but to lose the game outright. I could see KD, like I said, he's been so good in the regular season. I could see KD and Booker and these guys coming into the Bay Area and just, going on a business trip and just taking care of business here. The Suns don't shoot a ton of threes. They got guys like Eric Gordon now. KD will hit threes. Booker has improved from three-point range. Watanabe is a good corner three-point shooter. Okogie can hit a corner three. They've picked up some guys that can shoot a little bit. But this team isn't really a three-point shooting team. Booker, Beal, KD, it's a lot of mid-range jumpers. So if I did have one concern with the Suns-Warriors game, it's that at some point the Warriors are going to be raining threes like an avalanche, and the Suns are just going to be hitting mid-range jumpers. So just off the math, if you say the Suns are going to hit 9 threes in this game, but the Warriors are going to hit 16 or 17, then like Houston, we have a problem. At that point, the Warriors will find a way to claw back into this game or hang around if they're shooting that well, or if they're getting threes instead of two. So, that's my only cause to pause in this game. But I think if I had to give out a free pick, it would be the Suns. I have to look deeper at this game. I've looked more at the Lakers game so far. I have to look deeper at this game, see what Kerr ends up doing with Draymond and with his rotation and what's going on. Get a little bit more transparency with this matchup. And when I figure that out, maybe I'll end up releasing the Suns as an official play, or maybe there'll be enough things to point me in the direction of the Warriors. But I think where I'm at right now and how it's looking to me, it's going to be Suns or nothing. But definitely, I'm going to give it to you guys right now. For those of you on YouTube, we will be on the Lakers plus the points on opening night. I haven't put that out anywhere else yet, but Lakers plus the points opening night. It's 4.5 right now. Whatever you get it at, I like the Lakers opening night. Barring any major news, this should be a really good spot for the Lakers. So Lakers opening night, Bulls under, and the Pacers over. Those are 3 plays that we can get on right now. And I do have a couple plays for the second night of the NBA season, but I'll hold that for now and have something to share with you guys. I can't give it all up now. You know what I mean? So stay tuned for that. I appreciate you guys as always for listening, checking out the videos. Those of you that do, it means a lot. Make sure to like, comment, share the videos. Until next time, peace.